sales trainers, as well as one of the most widely respected motivational speakers in the country today. With her contagious enthusiasm and captive energy, she has been able to motivate audiences everywhere in achieving their maximum potential. She is the CEO of Sisterpreneur Inc, an international business empowerment organization, and a popular radio and television personality. Her extensive sales and business knowledge have encouraged many individuals to achieve professional and personal success. Linda's passion to help others excel makes her training seminars unique and special. From Canada to Spain, Hawaii to Florida, her spellbinding training sessions have helped ordinary individuals to become extraordinary achievers. Her audiences have included many federal and state governmental agencies, Fortune 500 companies, along with the White House, U.S. Customs Department, FBI, and Major League Baseball, and countless national women's business associations, churches, and networking groups. Often known as the Queen of Networking, Linda has encouraged others to become masters of their destiny through the art of networking. A master networking guru, participants from her networking sessions have generated over $7 million in sales and counting. Her work with entrepreneurs and sales forces throughout the country has allowed Linda to make achievers of those who are willing to learn. Because of her mastery of motivation and her vast sales and business expertise, Linda is a very popular trainer and speaker. She has over 25 years of sales experience in the resort industry. Linda has set and broken many sales closing records with companies such as RDI, Blue Green Vacation Club, and was #1 with RCI with closing percentages as high as 48 to 51%. Linda travels the world as a master sales strategist and body language expert. Linda also speaks on motivation and empowerment. Linda has received countless recognitions and honors, including the Sagamore of the Wabash, the highest civilian honor in the state of Indiana. She has also been listed in the Who's Who in Sales, Office Depot Entrepreneur of the Year, a listing in the United States Congressional Records. In addition to her many talents,
is telling you a lie. Show of hands. Come on, confess it out. Come on, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Come on, free yourself. Come on, baby, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. How many brothers want to know the signals and the techniques to use so you won't have to use it? Come on, raise your hand. Raise your hand. I know what you're talking about. See, one of the things I want you to write this down. Write this down. By the way, it is very critical. If I can just get on the floor, I gotta get to my peoples. You know what I mean? Gotta get to them. It's very big issue. I require a handheld mic. It's very difficult for me to try to move around. First of all, can you hear me? Yes. Okay, so while we're working on this, I want you to write this down. We're gonna talk about the communication theory. You're gonna have to keep up with me, brother, right? We're gonna talk about the communication theory. Write this down. 7% of your entire communication is words. So Marcus, don't you leave, baby. You gonna be in the room here? Don't you leave me, baby, because I may be using you up front, okay? 7% are your words. Everybody write down 7%. Okay? 38% is your tonality. Do you remember the saying, it's not what you say? Okay, I'm going to add something to the saying. It's not what you say or how you say it. Write this down because it's going to be very critical for your interviews and when you're communicating. It's what they hear. Are powerless. You will lose the communication. The body will still be there, but they've left the room with Elvis, the mind has. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Your tonality is very critical in giving emphasis to what it is that you have to say. And write this down. If all three do not agree, there is a miscommunication between you and me. Well, let's give this brother a round of applause, please. Okay, so once again, 7%. Oh, do I sound different with the microphone? Right. 7% of communication. Now this communication was put together by Dr. Maharabian. And many of you who have taken communication in college, how many of you, show of hands, have taken communication in college? Okay, now here's the deal. When this study was done, it was based on one-on-one, intimate conversation. It was based on a few people. Some of us body language experts, we begin to challenge it because now you see people who are more powerful with words, and now what they're doing, they're changing the whole nature of the game. But 7% are your words. So if you're going for an interview, how many of you are going to be in marketing? How many of you are going to be executives? How many of you are going to be in sales? Write this down. No matter what position you choose, no matter where you go, you are always in sales. How many people in the room are in a relationship right now? Okay, now I don't know, I'm not getting into your personal stuff, but I'm going to ask you a quick question right here. When you were dating the individual, how long were you in the relationship, sister? 3 years. Okay, so brothers, listen very carefully. Here's a little note. What would have happened? What would have happened if he walked up to you and says, you looking at me, I'm looking at you, I'm feeling you, you feeling me. Let's go upstairs to the room.
Oh.
Now your mama not in here, right? Okay, so she said nothing would have happened. Okay, why? Okay, here's the deal. Because even though you might have been liking him, he liking you, right? Here's the deal. What you were wanting, there's a process we call creating a bond, a warming up process. You need to write it down. See, brothers, understand before you go right into brothers. I mean, why we gotta go through that? I gotta buy a burger. Why we gotta go through that? Why we gotta do all that? Why can't we just get through it? Because there's a process. So how many of you, when you're gonna be going for your job interviews, you walk in, it's first thing you say, okay, how much do I get paid? Is there a problem with that? Because there was no warm-up process. Make sense? No warm-up process. So 7% of your words. I tell my students, even when you prepare for your interviews, you want to have a script. What do you mean, Linda, have a script? I don't want to walk in there sound mechanical. The purpose of the script, because there's certain words, psychological, that you need to be using that evoke certain things in another individual. Do you know that if we had a day together, if maybe they invited me back, do you know there are techniques that I can teach you that would have the clients, your customers, your prospects, and the opposite sex finding you totally irresistible? Well, that's not what they want to learn. They don't want to learn that. They want to learn body language, baby. They want to get right to it. I need right now, please, if I can get 7 volunteers. I need 8. I need 4 men, 4 women. Please come up to the front, 4 women. As soon as I get 4, okay? All right, that's okay. That's okay right now, okay? That's what you'll have a chance. You'll have a chance. Okay, spread out. Okay, spread out. If you can get an arm's length. Oh, thank the brother who fixed this microphone. I thank you.
Yo, it's fine, dude.
I need 8. I need one thing. We gotta learn how to count. All right. You don't have to go too far. Don't go too far. Just don't go too far when I call you back up. Okay. All right. We're gonna start from this end. Start from this end right here. Okay. I'm gonna ask permission to touch you. When I ask permission to touch you, by the way, safe touch. Write this down. Is your elbow. If you're gonna touch anyone, the safe touch is elbow. If you're gonna even do a stranger, men. In corporate America, how many brothers right now and don't realize it? Come on, sisters, tell the truth. What happens? I need a young lady here. Come here. Just sit right there. Sit right there. I need you, brother, right there. Go over there. Here's what I want you to do. Everybody raise their hand. This is palm. I'm gonna teach you about palm power. Look to the person to the right, left. Says, baby, I got palm power. Oh, that was weak. That was weak. I mean, I'm all the way here. That was weak. I want to hear. Come on. Say, baby, I got palm power. Because most of you look like me in this room. You look like me. I know you've been to church. Say it one more time, baby. I got palm power. Okay, now watch this. Okay, palm. I'm going to show you palm power. So let's say he goes, asks her, says, look, I'm going to go to the restaurant. I'm going to get something to eat. Can I get you something to eat? And I want you to do your hand and put your hand on her shoulder just like that. And I want you to hold it there for 3 seconds. Say, I'm going to go get something. Use your other hand. Use your other hand. Now, oh, would you whisper to her? Watch this now. That was a lesson that we didn't even prepare for. Okay, watch this. Hold tight, baby. So what happens if we're in a corporate setting? He goes around and he asks all the other girls and he keeps his proxemics. Proxemics, Proxemic, is your distance. The reason why I'm having you writing, because writing down is the doing part of the brain. That's why you've got to write it so you can be committed to it. I'm going to give you a lesson every chance I have. So what happens if he goes around saying, hey Laquita, hey Lamisha, hey Susan, do you want something to eat? But he goes over to her, puts his hands on her shoulder, and he bends down. What will be the natural assumption you would think? Say loud. Okay, and something, he digging her, something going on, something going on. Now what happens if she's a supervisor? Sends a different kind of message. Here, I've been working all day. I've been working 80 hours a week. I want to get a promotion. All of a sudden, this thing gets a promotion. Does that make sense? And it may not be. It could be a relationship or a friendship, or it could be brother and sister, but we don't know. It is the perception. Write this down. Perception is belief. She'll give you the notes. You ain't gonna lose it, brother. You ain't gonna lose it. Because I mean, apparently y'all that close, you ain't gonna lose it, all right? Okay? Now, I want you to just put your palm on her shoulder. Just says, I gotta get you something to eat. Now, how does that feel? Okay, now I ask her, how does it feel? Listen, when there's a pause between the answer, and we're talking about body language, listen very carefully. When you ask someone a question, if you ask me, what is my name is Linda Clemons, I shouldn't have to think about it. If you ask me, what is my race, do I need to think? I'm black. I don't need to think about that. So when there's a pause, normally with the pause, you got your answer. Ooh. Oh. Now don't y'all go home and start challenging everybody with this first course. Don't do that. But when there's a pause, you got your answer. So I want you to put your hands on her shoulder. Okay, now, here's what happens. Normally, women, the reason why she's going like this, because they feel uncomfortable. You know why? Brothers, write it down. No one ever told you. You need to know. It takes a sister to look after a brother. The reason why is because the shoulder, in nonverbal communication, quite often when you do it to a woman, represents the breasts.
What?
Okay, brothers high-fiving each other. What that mean? What that mean? What that mean? Listen to what I'm saying. When a man does it to a woman, not man to man. It depends on what part of the country you live in, but not man to man. Okay? Now that's why I feel so comfortable. So what you do, take the palm, we got palm power, you do open hand, so just tap her on the shoulder like this. Come on, I'm gonna show you, demonstrate. Hey, I'm gonna go to cafeteria, would you like to get something to eat? See what I just did? Quick tap. Say, I'm gonna go to cafeteria, would you like to get something to eat? Real quick. Okay? See, it's not as offensive, right? Thank you so much. Thank you. So I have to give you that demonstration. Now, brothers, come on, now think. Does it make sense? Think about what I'm saying. Does it make sense? Because think about what you do to your significant other in an intimate situation. You don't ever rub your woman like this. Look, you don't rub her like this. Hey. Who does that? Who does that? What do you do, brothers? What do you do? You know what you do. You know exactly what you do. So that's a quick lesson, especially if you're going to go into corporate America and you're going to be executive. Thank you so much for standing up here. So hold on right time. So I love, first of all, I'm on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, freeze. Do not change your positions. Do not change. Now I want you to look at all these positions here, and it's very, very critical. And we're going to talk about body language and what's going to be so fun. Why don't you draw a picture of you or a picture of a body, just the outline on your piece of paper. I want to give you this because I got to get you working. I got to get you working. The adult learning theory is that we retain 90% of what we say and when we do it. That's the adult learning theory. When you have someone do it, they'll retain it. Okay, you're making a picture of the body. Now look at this brother right here. What I love about this brother right here, do not move, do not move. He is holding his stance. Okay, when you are standing, if you want to take up space and show authority, you want to make sure that your feet are the length of your shoulders, the width of your shoulders. Does that make sense? Now watch this. He has all of his power zones open. Linda, what are power zones? The throat area, which is very vulnerable. The chest, or where the heart is. The belly button. And he even has his naughty bits exposed. Yes, some of you it's going to take a while. Okay, all right. Okay, now I want to ask you, just look at the two here. If you were to assume or to guess, which one would you think that's in charge, just looking at the body language? Okay, right? Okay, now why? Because the stance, and he has his power zones exposed. Now, this brother's very relaxed, right? Okay, what is he doing different? What if he's talking to you and his hands are out exposed? I want you to take your hands out right now, brother. Now, his hands are exposed, and then all of a sudden he says, says he's talking to the young lady or he's talking to his boss, and he simply says, yeah, I think I really don't know anything about what happened. I don't know anything about what happened to that project. Put your hands in your pocket. So I want you to turn around. I want you to say nice and loud, I don't know what happened in the office. I don't know what happened about that project. Take your hands out and then put your hands in your pocket.
I don't know what happened with the project.
Did you see it? Okay. Now, wait a minute. One young woman just said, he lied. Okay, wait a minute now. No, calm down. Come out. No, write this down now. When you read body language, you read it in threes. You read it in threes. You only get the notes. Someone will share it with you, okay? You get the notes. Number one, in clusters. It must be congruent. And the context. So, if I'm standing up here, how many of you know when someone folds their arms, what does that mean? They're closed off. The perception is that they're closed off. But here's what else. What happens if I fold my arms and all of a sudden I start doing like this? I'm cold. So you have to read it in the context of what's going on. Just because I fold my arms, don't run back and tell somebody, look, I can't deal with her. I don't want her on my team. I don't want to work with her because she's closed off. Okay? Okay, good. So here he is, very comfortable. Now, what happens if he comes into the meeting and he says, I'm going to be open about what's going to take place. So if he walks to the meeting and says, I'm going to be open, and Jacob sits down and his jacket is still buttoned, is he open? No. What do men do when they come into a meeting automatically their jackets are buttoned? What do you guys do? Right, okay, let's talk about it. Open it up. Watch little signals here. Now, here's what men have a tendency to do right here. When men are wanting to be protected and they feel vulnerable, they protect what I call either the naughty bits or the jewels. Or they protect the hot pocket. I'm trying to be very respectful. The reason why, listen what I'm saying, because that's where, that's where reproductive begins, that's where masculinity starts. Same thing with women. There's another deep story with that. So automatically protect. You watch people when they're attacked. You look at football players, you look at athletes, you watch what's going on when someone's attacked. Look at politicians when all of a sudden they're going to be humbled, right? Okay? But the thing is, he's in a relaxed position. He's in a relaxed position. If he stays there too long, then it gets into protective mode. Same thing here. Same thing here. This is a position of being a servant or humility. Does that make sense? You notice in hotels, lots of times you see the staff. What do? In a servant position, okay? Now, now, has anyone ever taught you how to stand? Okay, so here's the deal. Do you think that she is the CEO? Okay, what makes you think she's the CEO? Okay, so if she's going to steeple, could you hold this for me? This is called power move, it's steepling. You do your hands like this, thumbs like this is steepling. Okay? She's right at her belly button. If her hands, okay, spread your fingers out a little bit more. See, does that look better? Because if she doesn't, what happens is, and raise it, lower down a little bit. Otherwise, women have a tendency when they're insecure, they'll take their hands and they hold it like little girls that've been hurt. You ever see that? Especially when someone challenges their idea. Okay? Okay? And keep your head level. Okay? Now, okay, I'm going to do a couple things here. Okay, I'm going to be right back down to you. Let me ask you this, Jacob. Permission to touch you here. I'm going to ask you a question here. Are you the type of individual that really you could be good at management and leadership one day if you want to? Are you the type of individual that once you make up your mind to do something, you're going to do it?
Yes.
Okay. Has any of your friends ever told you, brother, you need to lighten up a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and one reason why, because sometimes you can take things a little bit too serious. Now, your mind goes a lot. You're figuring it, always coming up and trying to do new ideas and new things, right? Okay. There's a thing that's very important to you in regard, I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, and it's very critical if you're going to be working with people. Is loyalty important to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now here's what I want you to do. You got to remember that we're all human. Everybody makes mistakes. And so, because you have a nature of being self-reliant, there's going to come a time, there's certain things that if it doesn't help you grow, you got to let it go. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, good. Where are you from? From Georgia. Okay, yes, ma'am. You make me feel a little older, brother. Okay. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna catch you all down. Now this is Christopher. Christopher, first of all, you could be a romantic if you want to.
Yes.
Okay, you could be a romantic, and you have what I call I call it a secret smooth way with words in a one-on-one situation.
I like it, yes.
Okay, and you can also do several things at one time. You can multitask. But here's what you may have to do. Sometimes you can have a little difficulty in focusing if you lose your excitement.
All right.
Did you have the answer beforehand? Yeah. Okay? Okay, so it's very critical for you to make, now by the way, do you take time to think out things, or do you jump right into it?
It depends on the situation.
Right, but you don't go by the wind. What I mean is just go radical. You have to sit back first and see if, okay, good. All right, Mervin. Can we, so go turn that light off right there. Yeah. Okay, so Mervin, let me ask you this. Do you like to talk?
Yes.
Do you like to talk a lot?
Yes.
Do you like to talk, do you talk when sometimes folks don't want to hear you talk?
Yes.
So let me ask you this, in whatever you're going to do in the future, do you want to be, that has something to do with an orator, a speaker, or someone that's going to be out front because that's part of your nature?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to ask you this. Who knows him? Why are you laughing? Y'all know, am I right? Okay. Okay. Do you like to be the star of the show? Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, why am I asking you these questions? Okay. What I'm doing a read on all these individuals, and you guys can have a seat. Thank you so much. I'm doing a read on all these individuals, and the purpose of this, because here's what happens: if you ever be on a team, what you have to remember, it's very critical that not only that you're going to be the star, make sure that makes you a bigger superstar when you have your team elevated. Very critical. Very critical, because you'll be attracted to the limelight. Player. All right. Are you with me? It's very critical for what you want to do. You have the gift to be able to do that. Okay, now let me ask you this, brother. Is there someone in your family, immediate family, or on the other side that's a minister? Okay, so let me ask you this. Is there someone in your family, a grandmother, or someone who has been praying for you? Okay, there's someone that's been praying. Who is that?
Verily Taylor.
Okay, that constantly prays and looks over you, right? Okay, has anyone ever told you that there is a different kind of purpose for your life?
I'm not sure.
Okay. The person who's praying for you, what do they say to you to give you encouragement?
You going far.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If I was to give you a blank check to do anything in the world you want to do, what would you do?
Give it back to my school.
Okay, so one of the things that I want you to do that's going to be critical for your balance, for your emotional and your physical balance, that whatever you decide to do and when you graduate, you must make sure that you are in an area of servanthood where you're giving and you're sharing. Does that make sense? Okay, now I want you to be honest with me. I'll know if you're not. Okay, put it that way. Just put it that way. But you guys, have you ever had a little challenge, just asking, on temperament?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens is sometimes when you're having a challenge with the temperament, what happens is that sometimes you react quickly before you look at the situation. Do you understand what I mean?
Correct.
Okay, so it's going to be very, very critical as you're moving up that you do. Now you can write this down, that you put yourself in 3 positions. No matter what the situation is in your life, you're going to ask yourself, am I looking at this from student mode? Am I looking at this from the observer mode? Or am I looking at this situation from the teacher mode? Make sense? Very critical. Okay? Because what happens is you have the gift if you want to speak, but sometimes your words can be sharp if you're not careful. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
You know exactly what I mean. Okay. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. You can sit, have a seat. Okay, can you move your bags, please, a little bit? Okay, sis. Okay, so let me ask you this question here. Are you, y'all like already, okay? First of all, you like to have your sister girls and people around. You like to be a part of the team, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are you at keeping secrets?
Very loyal.
Yeah, you're very loyal. Now, here's another thing too. I want you to learn how to release in order to receive. If something happens to you, I want you to stop holding on to it.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? I want you to also quit internalizing it. Because what you have a tendency to do, what goes on, you sometimes make it worse up here. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Now, the reason why I'm telling you this, because what goes, if you see it in your mind, you can have it in your hand, and what goes on the mind also exposes in the body. Very critical, okay? Because your face says one thing and your body language says another. And if you are attacked emotionally or physically, you internalize it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So loyalty is important to you, but please don't kill nobody. Anything comes up, let him go. Okay, you can have a seat, sweetheart. Okay, and there's some. We'll talk. Okay, come on, y'all, bite. Okay, so let me ask you ladies this here. First of all, okay, I'm gonna start with you right here. Okay, first of all, look at her body language. I want you to learn. Now, I want women to learn how to stand in powerful positions. Let me ask you, is it better if I put them on the stage since I've got these three? Can you all see? On the stage? Ladies go on the stage. They looking at y'all, you go on the stage. So I'm trying to get it to you. See him? You still can't see him? One at a time? Okay, so one at a time here. Okay, so I want you to, okay. Now, as a woman, I want you to start putting your hands to your side. Okay, because that looks like a little girl. Does that look like a little girl? When you have her hands in front like that, it looks like a little girl. Women also have a tendency to take your hand and hold one of your fingers. Put your hands together. Okay? Women have a tendency to do that. Madonna has been known to do that in some concerts. When she gets nervous, she'll do this. What does it represent? Sucking your thumb. I wish my mommy was here. I'm nervous. Do you do that sometimes? You gotta stop doing it. You gotta stop doing it. And the reason why, because you're a little nervous in your stance, so keep your hands to your side. Now, here's what happens. Step out a little bit more. Okay. Now, here's what happens. When you stand like this, look at her feet together. Don't move. Look at her feet together. Okay, everybody write down skinny candles. So I'm gonna give you something. A skinny candle so you can remember. A skinny candle. Here's what happens to a skinny candle. So if someone is attacking her verbally or talking to her in a meeting or challenging her beliefs or she feels uncomfortable, she has given over power because a skinny candle could be pushed over. See, I'm on the floor, but push over. Now make sure stand with your feet shoulder width. Okay? And hold your ground using your thighs. Hold your ground. Okay? You feel it? You feel it? So if you have your beliefs, see how solid you are. See how solid you are? You've got to hold your ground in your beliefs. Because here's what happens. If you're standing there and you say to me, well, I don't believe what you're saying. I can hold my ground and I can say, apparently you have a reason for feeling that way. Have you ever seen someone stand like this and someone attacks them verbally? And has anyone see a man or woman do the shift? The shift goes like this. What just happened just with the shift alone? What do you think just happened? Did I give up on my power? I gave up on my power. So you want to stand your ground. Very critical. Now, one of the things, you have a sensitive soul. Am I correct? You have a very, okay, don't cry. We're going to have an Oprah moment up here. Okay, we're going. Okay, we're going to have an Oprah moment up here. Okay, so you have a very sensitive, you have a very sensitive spirit, have a sensitive soul. And what you have to realize is that if it's something that you believe in and you have a conviction for, you'll stand strong on that. But the reason why I'm saying this to you, because if you don't have your conviction and your beliefs together through your body language, I can tell that you can be easily, no matter what, swayed. See, she can act like she's standing there holding her ground, but until she gets locked down here, you could be easily swayed, and it is very, very critical. It's very critical. One thing I want to say to you, be careful who you allow to speak into your life and you associate with. Be very careful. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my sweet brothers and sisters in this room, y'all look so beautiful. Okay, come here. Okay, it's Cassetta? Cassetta, okay. So, relax. I'm not gonna bite, I just nibble, okay? Relax your shoulders. Okay, we're gonna talk about your head positions. Let everybody write down head positions. Have you heard the term, keep a level head? Have you ever heard that? Keep a level head. A level head is just what it is. The head is level. The head is level. Now what happens if someone goes into the emotional realm? And ladies, sometimes you very seldom see men do it in business settings. So let's say if her feelings were hurt, where do you think she would turn her head? Can you think so? To the side. She'll go into emotional realm. Okay? So tilt your head to the right. Okay? So just softly to the right. Okay? So what happens if she attacks? She's exposing a power zone, the neck. Babies do this. Marilyn Monroe used to do it all the time to appear very vulnerable. You'll see women do it in movies. They expose the neck, but that's not a power position, is it? Now, let me ask you this. If she's talking to an employee or to a colleague, and that colleague is having some challenges in their family, and she's level-headed and she says, it's going to be all right. It doesn't relate, does it? Oh, I'm so sorry you lost your relative. Does it make sense? She has to automatically go into what? Emotional realm. Okay, now, there's another head position that our president did and didn't realize he did it. When he was doing a speech, tilt your head back just slightly, okay? Okay, tilt your head back slightly, but look down with your eyes if you're talking to people. What does it appear to be? I am your instructor today. I am your supervisor, and here's what we're going to go over. You see what happened? Now what if I don't even say a word, nonverbal, and I walk in? See what happens? With the head tilt. Okay? Now we got another position called the head tuck. Everybody take your head and do it right into their chin. If you ever have somebody in your meeting come in like this, that means a war is about to take place. A battle is about to play. You ain't said a word. And you hear somebody sit and look at you like this. You've seen that before? That's that head tuck. Watch when you see that. And how many of you are guilty of doing it when you walk into a meeting or something? Guilty, okay? Okay, thank you, sweetheart. Now, by the way, you could be a little bossy if you want.
Just sometimes.
Just sometimes. You could be a little bossy, and sometimes you get a little mothery. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. Okay, you like to tell everybody what to do. And you got some friends who are saying, you ain't my mama. Yeah. Okay? So you have a tendency to do that because you want things, sometimes, I know. Because you feel that nobody knows what you know. I know. But here's what happens. If you have a tendency to be that way, then the energy that you give off will sometimes put others back where they may not be open to you because they may feel they may be judgmental. But there's some times that when you know what you want to do, when you make up your mind, and sometimes no matter what the team says, you're going to do what you want to do. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. Oh, are you her good friend? Yeah. Okay, let's give her a round of applause. Let's give her a round of applause. Okay, let's see, Sharice, I don't know, I have not met any of you. Sharice, okay, first of all, Sharice, what I want you to do, and I'm telling you as my little sister, by the way, colors make a big difference if you're going to be in the corporate world. Corporate, if you're going to have your own brand and be in business yourself, that's another deal. But here's the deal. If you're going to be in corporate world, one of the things I want you to do, I want you, if you're going to be in the corporate world, women, there are blouses that you have to wear, for example, the color white. The reason why? Because no matter what, in the corporate world, we still look at that as authority. When you wear bright colors represent excitement, motivation. So in other words, if I'm wearing a bright color and I want to motivate and lead my team, I will wear that kind of color. If you wear prints, anything that has prints or designs on them, prints, it represents friendliness. Does that make sense? Why is it that we've never seen the President of the United States or anyone in top leadership or top corporate positions, and I'm not talking about Steve of Apple, I'm not talking about that, because he sets a brand. He sets a brand, that's why he comes out there like it, so he gives you an emotional trigger that he sets the brand. It's almost like a cult following with the group, okay? But it's very, very critical so that you won't disappear. Very critical. You are by nature an introvert. Am I correct? Look, she could even say yes. Am I correct? I don't even know her, but I can look at her and I can teach you to do that. But by nature, she is an introvert. There are ideas and things that you have within you, and you have not been speaking up about it. You are turning over your power. So here's what happens. What if I have an intelligent, intellectual, dynamic sister on my team in the company? She got it going on, but I won't know it if she doesn't speak it out. Does that make sense? So people are going to judge her. Well, I never knew Sharice had to go. I never knew she had to go. She don't say nothing. Or people may say things like this. Even the way she acts. You ever hear that? Even the way she don't act like she want to move up in the company. So we're going to change your stance. We're going to change your stance. I'm going to get up here. You hold this, baby. Put this over there, something up there. We're going to change. We're going to change this. We're going to change this.
We're going to upgrade you.
Okay, can you all see her? Okay, now, I want you to stand with your feet, and for you, you're going to stand wider, because she has a petite frame. Put your shoulders back, and I want you to keep your head level, just keep it level. Okay, now, whatever this word means to you, when I say the word open, I want all your power zones, you're open as it is. Now, I want you to light up and give the audience, without your mouth, a smile just with your eyes. Did you see it? Did you see something? Or did you see sharp? Okay? Now, I want you to give the biggest, brightest smile you possibly can. Smile. Okay, she's nervous, she's shaking. Now, but how many of you are you feeling she's not there yet? She's not there yet, right? She's not there yet. Now, I want you to do a power steeple for me. Do a power steeple like this. Okay, even her little power steeple is weak. I want it to be strong. I want it to be strong. Do a power like this. Put your thumbs together like this. Okay? And I want you to say, I look at you, I said, I am the next CEO of my company.
I am the next CEO of my company.
Okay, did it sound? You didn't hear it. You didn't hear the tone. I want you, the two most powerful words, I am. When you say I am, it begins to activate in the subconscious. And I want you to first just say the word, I am.
I am.
That's not strong enough. It's not strong enough. We're going to be here all day. They're going to get upset with you. They're not going to get upset with me because I'm going to get on the plane. They're going to get upset with you. So I want you to say, I am. I am. I want you to look at them. I want you to focus on somebody. See the pretty lady in the green there. See the handsome brother right there. I want you to find a good looking brother and say, I am. You found one yet? Oh. That was cold. That was cold. I want you to look at the brother right there. See the brother right there? Give your head up. Just look at him with your eyes. I want you to say, I am.
I am.
Ooh. Okay? I want you to say, I am the next CEO. Okay, now wait a minute. No. Seriously, is this helpful? Yes. Because if it's not, because look, you are my people. I've got to help you because you are competing with PhDs that have lost their jobs. So I've got to help you make sure when you walk in, you have that presence. I want you to say slowly, I am the next CEO.
I am the next CEO.
Okay, is it getting better?
Yeah.
Okay, one last time. This is your last shot. I want you to act like this is for $1 million and this is all you have. You give it all you got. Say, I am the next CEO. Give it some fire. Give it some fire.
I am the next CEO.
There you go.
Okay, has this been helpful? So you're
Yes.
probably wondering, listen, y'all, don't y'all be cornering me outside and says, look, I think you like Miss Cleo. Can you tell me something? Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Okay, first of all, don't be doing that because I get it all the time. Sisters, don't run in the restroom with me. Can you tell me about Lucius? No! Okay, at this time I want to take some questions because I got a couple more things I want to share with you. I want to take some questions. Who has some questions? Stand up, sweetheart. Stand up, sweetheart. Stand up.
My name is Michael Childers from Miles College.
Michael, by the way, can you all hear me in the back? Yes. Michael, I want you to project.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Michael Childers from Miles College, by way of Wilmington, Delaware. I'm Cox. I'm sponsored. I had one question. You said 7% was...
Come up here. So you get to, he was getting deep when he got that paper. Now watch this. That was another body language move. See, here's the thing. If he has the question, he has the question, but it's serious that I've written it down. I got one question here. I need some clarity. What's the clarity? Go ahead.
You said 7% was words, and then you said 38%. I'm looking for 100%.
Good. You're 55. See, it's okay. Now come here. Okay, now watch this. Now this is critical. Everybody else sitting in the room and nobody said, but wait a minute. There's something else I'm trying to add. This goes into your analytical mind. That's why you're analytical. You're always detailing and you're analyzing things. Now what is critical here? Sales is 93% emotion. You're going to have to sell yourself. Everything we do is selling. And we justify 7% with logic. 55% of your nonverbal communication is body language. It may not add up to 100%. It's just a percentage. And now experts are now saying it's more than that. How many of you watch the show Lie to Me? Ever see that on the Fox network? Those are the individuals the show was based on that trained me, former FBI and CIA agents. So it's quite critical. So here you are, analytical type of person. Now the reason why, I don't know if you should study engineering or something like that. I don't know. But here's the deal. Because you analyze everything, be very careful about taking the emotion out of the situation. Make sense? Because you may come across real serious, but that's a good question. It's 55%. Thank you, brother. It may not add up to 100. It's what it is. Over there. Has this workshop been helpful? Have we had some fun? Okay, over here.
Again, I'm from Edwards College in Jacksonville, Florida. My simple question is, what got you into the whole oratory speaking and being a motivational speaker to your generation coming up after you, and how can we take what you have and give it to the ones coming after us who will get worse?
I love it because here's what's happening, and I do not want to happen to you. This technology and social network, it is affecting your power of communication. My nieces or nephews, they're talking to me in code. They can't even do complete sentences. Ever since I was 8 years old, I was the #1 candy seller in my school. And the reason why I had a Y that was bigger than me. Ever since I was 8 years old, I used to take my little Barbie dolls and all my little toys and my stuffed animals and set them on the dresser, and I would get a hairbrush. How many of you ever got the hairbrush, pretend you were singing or talking, and I would have the hairbrush and pretend I had my own radio talk show, and I saw it in my mind that says, I'm going to have me a radio show, and I end up doing morning radio, so I already knew it was in me. See, understand very clearly, how many of you want to drive a big fancy sports car one day? But how many of you are ever going to take the chance and go to the maximum speed limit? You're not going to do that, but isn't it nice? Some of you are going to get already in trouble already. But here's the deal. To answer your question, I'm going to tell you, because you were born with it. If you look in the manual of a car and it tells you how fast the car to go, many of us don't use it, but it's built in you. It's built in you to go fast. It's built in you to be exceptional. It's built in you to be great. Here's what gets you in trouble. When you begin to say, I am going to do this, the mind begins to act up on it. But the moment that you say, but, you disactivate it. One of my favorite actors, Anthony Hopkins, his subconscious mind is so brilliant. It's so brilliant. By the way, your subconscious mind doesn't know what's real or not. Whatever you plant into it, its sole purpose is to act up on it. He was in a movie, I think it was Meet Joe Black, and he was to play a role of a character who had a heart attack. Guess what happened when he was on the set and he began to have a heart attack? He had a real heart attack because his subconscious did not know it wasn't real. That's how powerful your mind is. So my brother, in order for you all to be able to go to the next level, be careful who you associate with. We are the sum total of the 6 people that we associate with, because if you broke, look at the other people. You're gonna be you look at other people you hanging around with, because it's the same mindset. You want to hang around people that make you stretch, that know more than you. If you don't, if me and you gonna go to lunch and we the same, I'm gonna say, what you want? I don't know what you want. I don't know what you feel like. I don't know. So you want someone that's gonna take you higher. Does that answer your question? Okay. I saw another hand back here real quick. Stand up and I'll get you right here, my sister. Back up.
Hi, my name is Robert Wright. I'm from Kent State University. I'm an intern with Hopkins this summer. I'm a current stress responsive. I have a question. You said it's not what you say or how you say it, it's what they hear. And you talked about the importance of personality when it comes to communication. I have a very strong personality, and I'm often told that I come off rude even when I'm not intending to, and so I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, come here, real quick. Run. Okay, come on. Walk with power. Throw them little shoulders back. Walk with power. I mean, walk. Okay? Now, here is the thing. Because your personality, you have a very aggressive, assertive personality, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what happens. So that people understand what you say, let me see. Brother, stand up. Okay. You right here, baby. And remember I said to you about the tonality? If I said to you, I've got some chocolate cake left over in the refrigerator, do you want it? If I say it like that, what you want? I got some chocolate cake, but a couple of days over, do you want it? Do you want it? You don't want it just because I said it. But if I said to you, I've got some chocolate cake left over. Just a couple of days old. What y'all laughing about? What y'all laughing about? If I simply say to him, I have some chocolate.
Chocolate.
Do you want it? See? No. Now, okay, thank you, Marie. Get a little nervous here. Now, here's what I'm saying. For her, what happens to you in your speech, when you're talking, you get excited. You, what I call, write this down, you guys. She has rapid conversation. Okay, what do we want to do? What do you want to do? What y'all gonna do? What we gonna do? Are we gonna do this now? What? Are we gonna do this? So what happens with rapid conversation, it doesn't work. What happens if she decides, if she was in a medical room, if she was a doctor, and she says to the family, so what y'all wanna do? Y'all wanna do the surgery or what? Because I got some other hearts to work on. What you want to do? Now, if you were... okay, so that's... okay, but that's you. Okay, so here's the thing. There's a saying that goes in sales when I work with young men and women and putting their presentations together. If you're going to sell Betty or Steve or Kevin, what Betty, Steve, or Kevin needs, you have to see things the way they see. You have to put themselves in the position. So if I open my mouth and the words that come out, what would the recipient feel, hear? How would they respond? And that's how you temper your message. Otherwise, if you are doing rapid fire, there is nothing in your entire conversation that'll let me know that you're serious. There's something called superlatives. Superlatives, and what a superlative is, S-U-P-E-R-L-A-I-T-I-V-E. If you're a visual or auditory, and if I spelled it wrong, get over it, okay? But a superlative is this, is when you use your voice to say, to place emphasis on something. So if I say to you, Robin, if you don't hear anything else, hear this. It is important for you to modulate your rate of speech. It's important for you to have texture to your words. Do not make your words rapid fire unless we are all in a fire. Okay, you guys, we only got an hour to get out of here. Let's get out. Make sense in the context of it. If you're going to increase urgency, use it with your voice in the right texture. What's your comment? Change your hands. Stand up.
I mean, it's not necessarily like rapid speech. I think it's different because I don't necessarily like, hey, we gotta go. That's not really how I talk.
That came very natural for you to say that. what you just did. See, how many times we do things that we don't know we're doing it? What happens is you believe in what you're going to do, but it's so matter of fact that sometimes it comes out sharp. Oh, see, right, but that's what I call, sweetie, rapid. It's like little darts, little cuts. Okay, so here's what I want you to say. I want you to get your stance. Okay, I'm going to talk to you all about feet in a minute. I want you to get your stance, and I want you to look at the audience. And let me ask you this: what is your area of study?
Pan-African Studies.
Okay. And what do you hope to make a difference in this world with? Doing what?
I would like to open up my own chain of cultural centers and education centers.
Okay. Do you need to raise money?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I need you to do in 60 seconds or less. I want you to talk to the audience. Let's say we're going to kind of convince them to give just an example, Don't y'all run when it comes to money. I want to give example that I want, like each one of you, my fellow students, to be able to give at least $50. I want to hear your presentation and asking for money.
Education, as you all know, as college students, is very important today here in our society. And being attendees at HBCUs, you all know also that.
Okay, now write this down. Your first point of contact is your first point of impact. So if she was to give me a statistic, you have any statistics? Okay, well, say that, but make it powerful. As a headline, let me hear the statistic.
Less than 40% of African American males receive a high school diploma in their 4-year time period.
Okay, now you sound like a book. Less than 40%.
Yeah, I have to put emphasis.
Okay, well, you're going to do it right now. Okay, less than 40%. Break it up, put emphasis on it, and stand still.
Less than 40% of African American males in America receive diplomas in 4 years.
Okay, I want you to say less than 40%. Say just what I said, less than 40%.
Less than 40%
Of African American males.
of African American males
Receive.
Okay,
now here's what I want you to do. We're going to get you your voice. You got to get your voice. I want you to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As high as you can go, to low as you can go, okay? You wish you'd never asked that question, don't you? No, is this helping you all? Okay. Come on.
5, 4, 3. I'm bow-legged, so this is how I stay.
I'm looking at your carrot.
Yeah, but this is really how I stay. I'm sorry. I'm bow-legged.
Okay, brothers, what was that a high five for?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, do it again. So y'all tell me which one is her level. Is it 3 or 2? Take it from the top again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
3.
Is it 3? Okay, do it again. You like 2? So try it again. Now, because some of you are going to be able to do this for yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share a fact with you. See the difference? Okay, do it again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, ladies.
2.5.
Okay, ladies, which one would make you donate, write a check? 3. Okay. Brothers, which would make you write a check? 1. Okay. So let me hear you. Okay, do 5, 4, 3, 2. Let me hear you do it in the 2. Just go 5, 4, and get right to your 2. Once you get to your 2, then you start speaking. Okay, now take it from the top. Take it from the top.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's start talking in your 2. So go take it from the top and then make your message in your 2. Take it from the top.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, go right to your 2.
Oh, so don't say 1. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2. I forgot what I was going to say.
One more time, come on.
5, 4, 3, 2. Only 40% of African American males in America receive diplomas in 4 years.
Okay, did she go back up to 3?
Yes.
Okay, try one more time, just one more time so we can move on. I want you 5, 4, 3. As soon as you say 2, start talking in your 2 with African Americans, okay?
5, 4, 3, 2. Only 40% of African American males receive diplomas in 4 years?
Is that better? All right, thank you, sweetheart. You're gonna have to practice. You're gonna have to get out of your own way. How much time do we have, Marcus? Are we doing okay? How many minutes? Okay, I'm gonna give you I gotta give you something else real quick, okay? Okay, I'm gonna answer your questions. Write this down. Feet don't lie. Feet don't lie. As part of the limbic system, our feet, we have the feet on our body for a couple things, which relates to our amygdala for fear, fight, flight, and freeze. Okay? And your feet are pointed in the direction that you want to go. Have you ever been in a circle and you're talking to a group of people and they're standing like this, then all of a sudden one person's foot is tilted towards the other direction? Their foot is tilted towards the door. What does that mean? Right. If you're in a circle and talking to a lot of people in a networking group, and most likely the feet are pointed towards the person who is of most interest and the most attractive.
Oh, yeah?
Your feet are pointed in the direction that you want to go. If you are going to a job interview, do not, write this down, do not sit at the interviewer's table with your ankles crossed. Ankles represents a closed mind in an interview, and it also, if you ever see someone get upset and they wrap their ankles around the chair, it also represents the brain's way of biting your lip. You want to say something, so you wrap your ankles around the chair like, I'm holding back. You want to keep your feet flat on the floor, and you want to have what we call seat readiness. I can't see how many minutes it is. 10, okay. Makes sense? So if seat readiness is this, can I borrow this real quick? That's a cute little bag, like that. Okay, seat readiness, when someone's interviewing you, and it may have to stand up to see because I don't have a higher stage here. A person who is seat ready, you're sitting back like this. Does this look real relaxed? This is relaxed, right? Does this look like I'm hungry for the job? No, it doesn't look like I'm hungry for the job. Does this look like I'm hungry for the job? Yes. It's called seat, S-E-A-T, readiness. I'm ready. So when you're talking to your interviewer, you're ready, you're excited, as opposed to like this, like no energy, no excitement, no enthusiasm, no drive. So you're sitting right at the edge of the seat. Ladies, don't cross your legs in the interview. Yes, question?
Daniel Bailey again, Savannah State University. What about for those of us who have grown up in a Southern culture, like in the 70s, and we're always taught how to dress?
Right, come here real quick. And you had a question too. Okay, what's your question, sweetheart? Stand up. Come up here. Get your question real quick.
Okay. Good morning, I'm Amber Thomas, St. Augustine's College, Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm a Walmart scholar. My question...
Like a little pageant. Hi, my name is Linda, that's so cute.
My question is, at times I can come off too soft, or I can come on too strong. I'm meeting someone tomorrow I really want to make an impression on, but I want to be memorable, and I want to find a nice medium. How do I do so?
Okay, first of all, you know the exercise that I just gave her, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get your voice. When you are excited about something, watch this. Does this look like I'm excited? I'm really excited to be able to have this interview and this opportunity. Does it look like I'm excited? When you're excited, your face should do what? Your face should show it. So you're excited, so you have to show it in your eyes when you're excited. Be careful about racing too fast. You have a tendency to race too fast because you want to appear to be polished, and you'll go off script as opposed to being authentic. Okay, so if you would write down for me what you plan on saying as soon as you walk in the door to make an impression. By the way, when I used to do interviews, when I walk in the door and the interviewer was sitting there, I would walk into the room. Do not carry a lot of purses or any of the purses and stuff that you gotta jingle with, because women carry a minimum of 7 things that they gotta get rid of. So when you walk in there, you wanna walk in there and just a quick pause, let people know I've arrived. Make sense? Write down what you're gonna say.
What about for those of us who grew up in the Southern culture?
Okay, body language, she just did something real quick. I want you to know. Did you see when I got into her proxemics? Proxemics is the space, it's the safe space. Guess what she did? You see what she did? She backed up. Okay, some of you are not aware of that because your personality, when a person backs up, you go right on in. You gotta keep the space.
For those of us who are grown up in a Southern culture and we learn certain etiquettes, like if we have on a skirt, you cross at the ankles, etc. So how do we, like if it's a skirt?
If you're gonna sit like this, if you sit at the edge of the interview, look at this, right there. You see what I'm sitting? My lead foot is forward, and I'm seat ready. Okay? Also, in the South, southern places, when you shake hands, you do the hand cover. Do the hand cover. Cover with the other hand. You don't shake hands like this in the corporate world. 5 minutes. You don't shake hands like this in the corporate world. That's called a hand hug. Let granny do it. Let granny do it, but you don't do it. Guess who else does it where we have suspicions? Politicians. See, do the hand hug again. Look at this. I don't know her. Has she earned the right to do this? This represents doing this. But in certain cultures, they do that. Certain parts of the world and certain genders, they do that. But here's the thing. You have to be very careful when you do that in a business setting. That's not appropriate. Okay? All right? So I know you want to be a little lady. Okay? And you can still be there and be present. Okay? And be powerful. All right? I got a few more minutes. Just a few. I got a few more minutes. Okay? Stand up, sweetie. Stand up.
I'm from York College. My question is, for young women and men in this millennium, how would you give us some advice on creating our own brand and making our own business? And as we're being pushed to have the business run so that we're able to fund our bills and our family, how can we?
I'm going to say this to you, write this down. I don't know who the quote is attributed to, and Stephen Covey might have taken credit for it, is whatever it is your focus is, keep the main thing, which is the main thing, the main thing. Whatever your goals or your focus is, sometimes we have a tendency to put other stuff in the agenda that is not a part of the major purpose, and you get distracted. How many of you, did you enjoy the session?
Yeah.
I think I've got 2 minutes. We're done. We're done. I'm okay? I can wrap up? Look at her little hand. 1 minute? 2 minutes. Oh, 2 minutes. What can I say in 2 minutes? 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
My name is Kofi Brinkley from Wild College. What books would you suggest us read to learn more about body language?
Well, first of all, I want you to get books on the power, any book on power of communication, so you can learn how to communicate. And the next thing I want you to do, any of Zig Ziglar's books, since I'm a Zig Ziglar speaker, but any of Zig Ziglar's books in the area of sales, because you have to sell your personality. You have to sell what you believe in. And I want you to try and do me a favor, because it happened to me in college, because my television broke. I want you to try to watch one of your favorite movies with the sound off. With the sound off. Does that make sense? Watch your favorite television show with the sound off and let me know how long you can handle it. When you go watch it, when you look around at the conference today, watch people's body language. If someone's depressed, you ever see somebody feeling down, what are they doing with their head? They kind of walking down, there's no pep in their step. Isn't it amazing if you know anyone that has committed suicide, and I have, then why is it that we see the signs afterwards? Anybody that's going through something in their life, why do you see the signs afterwards? They were already there, but we didn't acknowledge or recognize them. So start looking at people and focus on them intently. But any book on the psychology of communicating, first start there, and then you get great references. Because you got different body language people out there, and they're saying different things. But start there so you can understand the psychology of communicating. And with that being said, y'all were good. Y'all were good. Give yourself a round of applause. So at this time, I thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll be around the conference and hopefully I can meet some of you. I think there's another is there another session in here? So we've got to be we got to be respectful. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Did you guys enjoy Miss Linda Clemons? Give her another big round of applause, please. And for your wonderful presentation, we'd like to acknowledge you with this speaker gift. Thank you so much. Okay, so the next session starts at 10:40. So if you need to freshen up, go do that now. The next session, be here for 10:40. Okay.